Welcome. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of market equilibrium, a core concept in economics. Market equilibrium is the point where the quantity of goods supplied equals the quantity demanded. This balance is crucial, as it determines the price at which goods are bought and sold in a market. Understanding how supply and demand interact helps us make sense of price changes and market trends. Throughout this video, we'll break down the basics, explore real-life examples, and see why equilibrium matters to businesses and consumers alike. Let's start by looking at the building blocks, supply and demand. Demand refers to how much of a product consumers are willing and able to buy at various prices. Generally, as prices fall, people want to buy more. As prices rise, they buy less. This relationship is known as the law of demand. Think about your favorite snack. If it goes on sale, you're more likely to buy extra. Demand is influenced by factors like income, tastes, and the prices of related goods. By understanding demand, we can predict how consumers might react to price changes, which is essential for businesses setting prices. On the other side, supply is all about how much producers are willing and able to sell at different prices. The law of supply states that as prices increase, producers are more willing to supply more of the product. For example, if the price of coffee rises, coffee farmers are motivated to grow and sell more beans. Supply can be affected by production costs, technology, and the number of sellers in the market. Understanding supply helps us see how businesses respond to changing market conditions. Visualize supply and demand. Economists use curves on a graph. The demand curve slopes downward, showing that lower prices lead to higher demand. The supply curve slopes upward, indicating that higher prices encourage more supply. Where these two curves meet is the equilibrium point, the market's sweet spot. This intersection represents the price and quantity where buyers and sellers agree. Graphs make it easier to see how shifts in supply or demand can impact the market. Market equilibrium occurs at the price where the quantity supplied equals the quantity demanded. At this point, there's no shortage or surplus, just the right amount of goods for everyone who wants to buy or sell. If the market price is above equilibrium, there's a surplus and sellers may lower prices to attract buyers. If it's below, there's a shortage and prices tend to rise. This balancing act keeps markets functioning smoothly and efficiently. Demand doesn't stay the same forever. It can shift due to changes in consumer preferences, income, population, or the prices of related goods. For example, if a new health trend makes people want more fruit, the demand for apples might rise, shifting the demand curve to the right. When demand shifts, the equilibrium price and quantity also change. Understanding these shifts helps businesses and policymakers anticipate market changes and respond effectively. Supply can also shift, often due to changes in production costs, technology, or the number of sellers. For instance, if a new machine makes it cheaper to produce bread, bakeries can supply more at every price, shifting the supply curve to the right. Natural events like bad weather can reduce supply and shift the curve left. These shifts influence the equilibrium price and quantity, affecting both businesses and consumers. Let's look at a real-world example, smartphones. When a new model is released, demand often surges, pushing prices up. Over time, as more companies enter the market and technology improves, supply increases and prices may stabilize or even fall. This ongoing dance between supply and demand shapes the prices and availability of products we use every day. By observing these changes, we can better understand how markets work in practice. In summary, market equilibrium is a vital concept that keeps our economy running smoothly. By balancing supply and demand, markets find the right price for goods and services, ensuring resources are used efficiently. Understanding how equilibrium works helps us make sense of price changes, shortages, and surpluses in everyday life. Whether you're a consumer, a business owner, or just curious about economics, knowing about market equilibrium gives you valuable insight into how the world around you operates.